Hi YouTube, this is Rockin' Robin here, and this is my introductory video. I am a VSG patient with Dr. Shamstein from Cleveland Clinic. That's in Western Florida. I had my surgery on February 5th, 2013, which is about approximately 10 months ago. It's December 1st, 2013, and I'm updating my introductory video because I have had some changes and I would like to keep everybody updated and abreast on what's going on. I started my journey at 344 pounds as my heaviest weight. I went into surgery at 321 pounds, and today I am, 10 months later, I am 134 pounds. I am very happy with my progress. I had some months where I stalled out big time, but I've noticed the difference in my health. I had a lot of ailments and illnesses. I was suffering from high blood pressure. I am no longer on high blood pressure medicine. I was suffering from GERD, sleep apnea, joint and back pain, and a plethora of other debilitating illnesses when you're overweight. I had considered myself one time as being a healthy overweight person, but I got stressed into that fact, so I was no longer a healthy person. I tried to do this earlier. Let's see if I can get a picture of me. This is a picture of me before, and that was a birthday trip to Alaska. And I remember being like so miserable and so like out of sorts that it was a beautiful scenery, but I just couldn't enjoy myself. As of recently, I went on a 10-day cruise to Panama, Aruba, Curacao, a couple other places I can't remember, but it was just phenomenal. And I ziplined for the first time, and that was not on my bucket list, but it was on the young lady I went with bucket list, and she talked me into doing it. I won't say I regret it, but yeah, okay. Didn't think I would ever do something like zip lining. Actually cried when I met the weight requirements because if this had been a year ago, I wouldn't have been able to zip line. I have gone from a size 22 to a size 14, 16. Um, my life has changed considerably. I exercised before, but I exercise daily with no problems now. I challenge myself every day, and if it was not for this surgery, I don't think I could do it. If you are contemplating whether or not to have the surgery, this is what I say to you. First of all, don't do this as a quick fix or a quick decision. It took me 2 years to come to the decision to have this surgery. I had a lot of reservations. I did my research. If nothing else, do your research. There's always a small percentage of people that will have problems and issues, and you will always be told about the people who died from the surgery. People die from surgeries every day, unfortunately, and don't let that be a deterrent for doing this, because the percentage of deaths are very, very minute. Um, Everyone who I talk to that has has had a major problem from the surgery, it has come from um, medical errors. Um, let's just leave it at that. We're not going to point any fingers at anybody, but medical errors. And for us not following our bodies afterwards, because if there's a problem, you think because you had a surgery. Most people don't have problems outside of the first week. I had severe problems the first day. I had severe pain, but mine was due to I'm allergic to morphine. Didn't know that, and the nausea medicine. Apparently, my body doesn't like that either. So I was horribly sick the first day until I stopped all of that, and then the next day I haven't had a problem since. The only thing that's a consistent problem with me is eating. I have to force myself to eat, and I know you guys are saying that sounds crazy, because I used to have to, well, not force myself stop to eat, because I was one of those people that would go every 3 days and eat like everything in sight and then just hibernate. So my body was just not used to eating. I try to eat um, what's recommended. I eat way too many carbohydrates, in my opinion. And I will go on a honey clusters binge for 2 days and not eat. So I know what my shortcomings and my weaknesses are. When you do this diet right, it will do right by you. If you are not losing weight, then you are doing something wrong. Period, blank point. I mean, people want to say, oh no. That means that, not wrong, I'm not going to say wrong. You need to change something. You need to change your intake of protein. You need to change your intake of water. You need to exercise more. You need to do something, because even on my bad days, I still have weight loss. Except when I stall a lot. But my body is the type of body, although it will, I haven't lost a considerable amount of weight. I've been losing 1 pound here, 1 pound, but I have gone down like 2 dress sizes in like the last 2 months, um, and that's 10 months out. Um, my body is taking on a shape of its own. I don't have as much loose skin as I thought I would have with the 100 plus weight loss. I still have 50, 60 to go, 50 or 60 pounds more or less to go, but I'm very happy with my progress. Um, there is a young lady on here called Lessa Sarah, and she is doing a phenomenal job. I suggest you check out her video. There's a couple other people right now that kind of, I didn't write them down, so they're not in my memory. I just mentioned her because she is at her 1 year mark, and she has lost 200, I think, pounds, 200 plus pounds. And she is the poster child for doing exactly what you're supposed to do. She has had 1 week of not losing weight the entire year. Can't stand her, love her very much, actually. Um, but I suggest you, this was my refuge when I wanted information. So I just suggest you go on to as many people as you can. Listen to everything objectively, because one of the things I realize is that what's good for you may not be good for me. Um, um, when you have this surgery, your life will change, period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The biggest change with me was I had a different relationship with food. I did not understand people when they say they mourned food, but Thanksgiving was a couple of days ago, and one of the things that I did cook, and it did come out really nice, but I was not able to eat. I was not able to enjoy the food because I was too scared that I was going to binge, which I didn't, but I did eat too many starches and I got terribly sick. So there's a lot of things that'll change when you think about how hungry you are now and how you can't get away from food and food is your obsession. I mean, somebody put a chocolate Reese's cup, something triple decker cream fudge thing on there, and I just looked at it and went, and kept going. Before I would have been trying to make it. So mentally, for me, a lot of things have changed. I don't look at food the same way. I definitely don't enjoy it half as much as I used to. Appetizers are more pleasurable to me than meals. Those quick snacks are good, but as far as the actual surgery, I go back to saying I think that you should research, research, research. I think you should not buy a lot of things pre-op, because your taste buds will change post-op. I think you should ask your doctor questions if they don't send you home with some type of manual. I think you should ask them if they're not the type of doctors that will answer questions every day when you call. You don't need that doctor. There are things that you'll be confused about. There are different reactions. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, this is what's going to happen, because it's not. Everybody I knew complained of severe gas pains. I haven't to this day had gas. As a matter of fact, I was just realizing that I drank some tea before I went to bed, and if I had done that before surgery, I would have had the worst GERDs and burning and throwing up through my nose. I did have a little come up, and it woke me up, and I went and spit it out. But I was just remembering when that would happen to me prior to surgery. I would be in such terrible burning throat, choking, coughing, burning in the nose, all kind of crap. So I've noticed such a difference in myself. I've noticed even my thyroid is different now. My thyroid just consumed me before, and it was because I was eating such an unbalanced diet. My bad eating was horrible. My bad eating now consists of a pack of honey clusters or 2 packs of honey clusters, or I can't. I don't. Bread is not a problem anymore. I used to eat bread sandwiches on with bread condiments. What was another problem? Sweets were a problem. Sweets are not a problem for me anymore. My only problem still to this day is getting enough food, proteins in because I don't eat as much as I should in a day. I may get 1 or 2 good meals in, and then I'll kind of pick and snack. Most people at this stage are kind of more back to a normal eating pattern, but I thank God that I'm not, because I'm still trying to get a normal eating pattern under control, and eat well balanced meals. I can barely get my proteins in before I'm full. My nutritionist told me not to do the grazing eating. She told me to try to plan them out as a meal, but that doesn't work for me, so I have to do the grazing eating. I have to try to split maybe a meal up into 3 sections. For every 3 hours, I'll eat the protein, then I'll go back and eat the vegetables. Then I'll try to eat, maybe a little bit more protein. Um, I try to not fix a plate with carbohydrates, and when I do, I try not to eat them as much as possible, and it works out well. Let me see what I was thinking about when I was looking for information on videos was stuff like, I guess the most important thing I would have to tell you is make sure you find a good doctor, make sure you find a good support system. Go on Facebook and get in one of them. That doesn't really work for me now. One of those weight loss, vertical sleeve gastrectomy, or vertical sleeve journey or something like that. They were good in the beginning, but then it just got too tedious and monotonous, and people were just every day, I'm going through my surgery, what should I do? Um, and then there were some kind of critical people on there, and this is my thing. I don't give advice to hear myself talk. I only give advice when you ask, or I do things like this, and you're free to watch it or not. There were people on there, well, you should do this and you should do that. No, you should do, this is what I did, and if it's good for you, fine. If it's not, then fine. Find your own journey. When you have issues, talk to your doctor, or somebody that's gone through the surgery that you trust. You can always ask me questions. I will answer them to the best of my ability. I don't give any medical advice. I just give information that I've found. I have a YouTube page, Rockin' Robin, and I also have a Facebook page called Fitness um, Challenge, Raps Fitness Challenge, no, Fitness Challenge Raps 1.0. I have a Facebook page called Green Image, Body and Mind, that I will try to put everything down at the bottom. That gives information on eating, clean eating, all kind of stuff. Your eating will change. It has to. Um, Another word of advice is that you have to change. There's no way you can accomplish 112 pounds in 10 months, or with somebody had 80 pounds in 4 months, or whatever your goal is. You have to change the way you eat, the way you look at food, the way you think about eating. You have to be willing to go through the hard times, and you have to understand that the way you feel today is not the way you'll feel in 1 month. It's not the way you'll feel in 3 months. You just have to be able to stick to it and give up those um, splurges early in the game. Now is a good time to do it, because around this time people say, oh no, it's bad because it's the holidays. You're going to be miserable anyway, so you might as well be miserable to get a whole year under your belt before you have Thanksgiving cravings again. That's my take on it. I wish I would have done it later in the ball game. Then Thanksgiving wouldn't have been a problem. But this was my first Thanksgiving holiday. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but it was bad because I do mourn food now. I didn't mourn food at first because my stomach was just trying to figure out what was going on. I call my stomach Miss Levy because Miss Levy controls my life. I can want something with my mouth, I can want something with my eyes, and I can want something with my mind. But if Miss Levy does not want it, it will not be happening. If it goes down, it will come back up. And she will, depending on how me and her have a conversation, if I'm trying to trick her into it, she say, okay, go ahead, send it down here. Go ahead, send it down. And it'll come back up. So, Miss Levy has a mind of her own, which is good because she's keeping me in check, and I'm happy for that. Um, I will not be adding pictures on the end of this because I don't know how to do that quite yet. I know that's kind of shameful as long as I've been doing this. But I just want to leave you guys with my motto that I always say, and I have been saying since the beginning of my journey. If you are consistent, if you are committed, and if you are disciplined, there is no way that you won't have progress. So keep it real, keep it light, and keep it moving. All right, peace out. Love you guys. If you have any questions, just leave it down below. Peace.